Phil is in Gibraltar. Are you still with us, Phil?
I am, yeah.
Fantastic. I'm all right, mate. How you doing?
Not too bad. Long time no talk.
So what is going on here?
There's not a great deal I can add, but the culture sec and Emily, it was Emily from Oxford.
That's right, yeah.
But I think it's definitely to do with security infrastructure more than anything.
Do you understand why I say I hope so?
Somewhat.
Because I'd rather it was genuine security concerns rather than just being on the, being yanked on the end of Donald Trump's chain, as it were.
Oh yeah, God, yeah, I absolutely understand that. I don't. Yeah. There's some things that are taken for political decisions, and some things where national security does luckily trump it, and bipartisan politics doesn't come into it. Now, I don't think nothing has changed in terms of China's ability. More China's willingness to deploy that technology and that potential advantage against us.
Yes.
And a perceived change in our sort of relationship with them. So the concern isn't that they couldn't do it before, now they can. They could always do it. It's whether it be used against us. In the same way that the Americans do the same to us. We're all grown-ups. Everybody spies on each other. Everybody has access to pretty much everybody else's telecommunications. It's whether that information is going to be used against us.
I see.
Is whether or not.
And so this is what you might call a security precaution for a world we don't currently live in, but could be living in soon.
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
And especially with the software component being controlled entirely by China, that is where the concern.
So they could flick a switch. They could flick a switch and bring us to a crunching standstill or something, to put it into layman's terms.
In a very layman's sense, yes. It wouldn't be quite there to flick the switch and it happens, but. In simple terms, yes.
Yes. Okay.
That would be the fear. Something would change, and they would affect us.
And that's different from accessing metadata. That's what you mean. That's the espionage side of things, but it's the sabotage side of things. That
was the espionage. Yeah. There's espionage and there's sabotage. Obviously, they'll get all the data. There's no question. I mean, there's somewhat of a question, but there's no real question in the intelligence world. If they install the infrastructure, they will take the data. And that'll be metadata, that'll be content, that'll be everything. It's whether or not they would then use that against us.
Right.
In the future.
Very briefly, and this may not be your purview, because I know you work in counter-terrorism, but do you know how big a deal it will be for business or for the country as a whole to see another 2 to 3 year delay put on the 5G capabilities that was just alluded to?
Not huge, because we're already so far behind the rest of the world anyway in terms of how our infrastructure and information communications work. It's not really going to matter, if I'm perfectly honest.
Theo and I think this is the closest we've ever come to giving up and going home. Phil, thank you. Phil is a regular contributor to the programme. He knows of what he speaks. So should we be worried about this? Not really, mate. If you're already in last place, does it really matter if the gap between you and second last grows even bigger? Well, technically, no, actually.